There's a person you know, maybe from school, maybe from work, and every time they talk, people lean in. Not because they're loud, not because they're funny. Actually, if you wrote down what they say, it would look completely ordinary. So why does everyone like talking to them? And not to you. It's not charm, it's not looks, it's these 7 small habits. And the 7th one is the reason people forget you exist, even when you did nothing wrong. We'll get to that one. Habit 1. They let silence exist. Most people panic when a conversation goes quiet. They rush to fill it, and what comes out is usually filler. So, yeah, likable people do the opposite. They let a pause sit for 1-2 seconds, and here's the psychology. Silence signals confidence. Your brain reads someone comfortable with quiet as someone who doesn't need your approval, which, weirdly, makes you want to give it to them. Try it once today. When there's a pause, just breathe. Watch what happens. Habit 2. They listen to remember, not to reply. Most of us are just waiting for our turn to talk. People feel that. But likable people grab one detail, your dog's name, the test you're stressed about, and bring it back later. Hey, how did that math test go? That one sentence does more than an hour of being funny, because it proves something rare. You existed in their head when you weren't in the room. Habit 3. They ask one layer deeper. When someone says, I went hiking this weekend, most people say, oh, nice. Conversation dead. Likeable people ask the second question. What made you pick that trail? First questions get facts, and second questions get feelings. And people don't bond over facts, they bond over feelings. That's the entire secret of deep conversations, and it costs you one extra sentence. Habit 4. They match energy before changing it. If your friend is hyped and you're flat, or they're sad and you're cracking jokes, it feels like a wall. Likeable people meet you where you are first. Then they can lift the mood. Psychologists call this pacing and leading. You can't lead someone anywhere until you've walked beside them for a minute. Habit 5. They hand back the spotlight. Here's an uncomfortable stat. In studies, people rated conversations as better when they got to talk more. Your favorite conversations? Probably the ones where you talked. Likeable people know this. They tell a short story, then flip it. Has that ever happened to you? Conversation isn't a stage. It's catch. Throw the ball back. Habit 6. They react out loud. A flat face is a closed door, especially now, when half of us have a resting screen face. Likeable people react visibly. Oh, no way, wait, what, seriously? Small verbal reactions are fuel. They tell the speaker, keep going, this is landing. Nobody keeps talking into a void. Be the opposite of a void. And habit 7, the one from the beginning. They remember that endings decide everything. Psychology calls it the peak end rule. People don't remember conversations evenly. They remember the emotional peak and the last moment. Most people end conversations by fading out. Anyway, see you. That fade is the memory. That's why you're forgettable. Not because you're boring, but because your endings are. Likeable people end on purpose. One warm sentence, a callback, a reason to talk again. 60 seconds of ending beats 10 minutes of middle. 7 habits. None of them require you being funny, smart, or loud. They require noticing the other person slightly more than everyone else does. That's the whole trick. Charisma is mostly attention pointed outward. If you tried just one this week, make it the second question. And if videos like this help, the ones explaining the psychology behind everyday life, you know where the subscribe button is. No pressure. See you in the next one.